This is Good Morning Suncoast. We're here for you.
Good Monday morning, everyone. Thanks for joining us. I'm Jacqueline Matter.
And I'm Adam Cellini, along with John Scalzi, and we are still in that cold front a little bit, eh there, John?
Yeah, it's still a little chilly out there.
It was cold this weekend.
Yeah, it was. There was, not only was it cold, but there was kind of a high humidity day on Sunday, with the drizzle and everything, and so it felt even rawer, I think, and a little bit more like the Pacific Northwest than Florida.
Definitely not Florida weather.
But things are changing. This week looks like it's going to be a pretty decent week, actually. Today will still be on the cool side, but lots of sunshine, so it should be a fairly comfortable day, even if temperatures, daytime high temperatures are still in the 60s, mid-60s. Not a drop of rain falling anywhere across the state. Currently, don't expect any either. Temperatures still on the cool side, coming in the low 60s, close to the coastline, in the mid-50s as you move further inland. I think we'll probably top it out today in the mid-60s, and that'll be just about it. Still significantly below average. By tomorrow, we'll start a warming trend that carries us into the weekend. In fact, the week ahead looks gorgeous. We'll talk all about the forecast coming up in a few.
All right, thanks a lot, John. Let's take a look at traffic now here early in the morning. And up in Manatee County, the Skyway Bridge is open. Cold weather, not windy enough, I guess, to shut that down. So that is open and moving. In Bradenton, doesn't look like there's many cars on the road yet. No accidents to report up there. A little bit of traffic on State Road 64 and State Road 70. And down in Sarasota, no accidents to report either. Again, still in these early morning hours, not too many cars on the road there. And moving on into South County, Interstate and 41 clear in both directions as cars and people waking up here on the Suncoast.
Well, topping our news this morning, an alleged mass shooting plot by two Florida teenagers puts school security in the spotlight.
Absolutely. Now, the incident sparking conversations nationwide. ABC 7's Kate Flexter has more.
The Sumter County Sheriff's Office says a potential tragedy was avoided Friday at the village's charter middle school after students sounded the alarm, alerting their school resource officer that two of their classmates were planning a shooting.
We have done much better at resolving these issues before they become a Columbine or a Sandy Hook, and I think this was another example of it.
Executive Director for the School Safety Advocacy Council, Kurt Lavarello, says school safety is now a precise and high-tech operation, but insists no amount of technology competes with involvement in a school community.
There's a lot of great technology out there with cameras and panic buttons, but the most important thing any school can do are the people things.
Lavarello points to a study from the Safe School Initiative following Columbine that found more than 80% of students and former students who committed targeted attacks at schools talked about it before carrying it out. Tim Carney spent years with the Sarasota County Sheriff's Office overseeing the school resource officer program and says that's why it's crucial to have good relationships with students.
So I think it's important to build that trust in school culture where the kids aren't afraid to report things, either to administrator or to their SRO.
Carney says school resource officers could make all the difference in preventing acts of violence in schools across the nation.
Maybe they see a marked car out front, they see the uniformed officer on campus. It is a deterrent. Like I said, while nothing is a guarantee, and I think it gives a feeling of safety to the whole community.
The major hurdle, Lavarello says, making school safety a constant priority as state and federal funding ebbs and flows in the aftermath of tragedies.
Even when there may not be a Columbine or a Sandy Hook, we have to stay focused on the potential is always there. And it's when we become, complacent that we become very vulnerable.
Kate Flexter, ABC 7, your Suncoast News.
Well, those safety precautions may be prompting further actions in Florida schools here.
Yeah, now the state's university system is asking for $14.5 million to assist in student counseling. Officials say they plan on hiring 137 new staffers for university and college counseling centers. Over the last 6 years, Florida's public universities have been experiencing nearly a 50% increase in student clients. The Tampa Bay Times reporting that some students have been waiting up to a month for appointments. This while 10 of Florida's 12 state universities fail to meet recommended staffing levels. And meanwhile, in Florida high schools, the hunt is on for the state's best student chef. The Agricultural Commissioner of Florida creating the Fresh from Florida Student Chef Cook-Off. The contest requires students to create an original recipe that includes one fresh fruit or vegetable grown in the state. The ultimate winner will be invited to serve their dish with a professional chef at one of the department's future events. The goal of the program to encourage students to prepare healthy meals. And for more details on how to enter this contest, you can visit our website, mysuncoast.com.
Well, that is certainly a great program, sounds like it. Well, the Manatee County Commission is expected to make a decision today on whether or not to approve the Mosaic Company's plan to expand operations at their Wingate East property. Mosaic wants to have a 3,600-acre rezoned so it can expand phosphate mining. People in favor of the expansion say this will be a big boost to the economy, while those against it have environmental concerns, especially over the impact it could have on nearby homes. Today's meeting will begin at 10 o'clock in the first floor commission chambers. It is a public hearing, so anyone who would like to comment on the proposal will be able to make a decision or two before a decision is made. And beginning today on the Suncoast, it will be easier to get to and from University Town Center and Nathan Benderson Park for those who don't have the means to get there themselves. Sarasota County Area Transit will hold a ribbon-cutting ceremony to mark the opening of a new transfer station. The new station will serve routes to Lakewood Ranch, the Sarasota-Bradenton International Airport, and downtown Sarasota. It will have security cameras, lighting, restrooms, seating, and of course some shade. The ceremony will be held at 2 o'clock this afternoon. There will also be live music and refreshments. And the third annual Bradenton River Regatta is just a week away, and for months, race organizers have been coming up with a plan to make sure the environment and marine life is unharmed. ABC 7's Kate Flexter has the details.
It's off to the races for the third annual Bradenton River Regatta next Saturday, bringing power boats, jet skis, and an expected 100,000 fans to the Bradenton River Walk. But before the boats hit the water, Becky Sinreich and her team of marine observers are hitting the pavement, handing out flyers to local marinas.
We're passing out the brochures for the environmental guide.
The idea is to raise awareness and encourage boaters to watch out for dolphins, manatees, and turtles on the water.
That's what makes this area so beautiful. These animals are part of the environment, and you need every piece of the ecological puzzle, so to speak, to make it pretty down here and keep it beautiful.
And organizers say that's a top priority.
Number one is public safety, and side by side with it is environmental safety.
Organizers are focusing on the environment, working with the city, the county, the U.S. Coast Guard, the Army Corps of Engineers, and Florida Fish and Wildlife to develop an environmental protection plan, a requirement they say is unique to Florida.
We do regattas around other cities in the U.S., and there's not that attention to marine life. Here, we take it as a privilege to be on the water.
As part of the plan, Sinreich and her team of 10 marine observers will survey the course from several different vantage points, stopping the race if an animal's in harm's way.
I'll be in the air with one of my observers with me in a helicopter flying all day. And then we'll have observers on the bridge and over at River House on the balcony.
Sinreich insists environmental safety goes hand in hand with the safety of the racers and says it's all about sharing the environment in a positive way.
No one on my team is anti-racing. We want this race to go forward. We want people to have a fun, safe time. It's a great event. It's a great event for the community, and it's being done the right way so that the animals are protected.
Kate Flexter, ABC 7, your Suncoast News.
And this morning, the Sarasota County Sheriff's Office is asking the public for help locating a man who stole cigarettes from a Venice gas station. The suspect was captured on video surveillance this weekend, throwing a rock through the glass of the Gulf Express gas station on US 41. The man then fled westbound on Crane Road. The Sheriff's Office says it is possible the man frequents the area. They hope someone can help identify them. And if you can, they ask that you contact the Sarasota County Sheriff's Office at 941-861-5800. And this morning we are taking a moment to recognize the great work of another local law enforcement agency when they're out chasing criminals or just working with the community. Take a look at this picture. It was posted by the Sarasota Police Department on Facebook and was reportedly taken when an officer responded to an accidental 911 call. The officer showed up to the home where the call was made and found a little boy scared after making that call by accident. So to his surprise, the officer stuck around and played a little ball with him, and they talked about when it is the right time to call 911.
Great story there.
That's really cool.
Well, this week, Coastal Living magazine named Sarasota the country's third happiest seaside town.
Grand Haven, Michigan taking that top spot, while Orleans, Massachusetts was named the first runner-up. Some of the factors considered in the magazine's rating included the percentage of sunny days, the air quality, the healthiness of the beaches, commute times, and crime ratings. The final rankings were then decided by online voting.
Well, that weather is a little different from what we've seen this weekend.
Yeah, I agree.
For sure.
Grand Haven, Michigan. Huh? I gotta travel up there to see sunny days. How could we can't be outnumbered in sunny days?
Well, it's not right.
No.
Come on.
It's biased.
Now,
Hey, we're going to have sunny days all day this week, I think. Got a little cloud cover out there this morning, but that's going away pretty soon, I think. We're going to be left with some lovely weather.
Good to hear. Looking forward to it.
Talk about that in just a second.
All right, well, still ahead, how one man overcame the loss of his eyesight to find freedom on the slopes with some help from others.
And how a Sarasota community rallied to make life a little easier for a disabled veteran. Those stories when we return.
Our goal is to do things better than anybody in the country. What makes Sarasota Memorial Hospital's program so special is that it's taking care of the patient in every aspect of cardiovascular disease. And in this community, the patients are very active. The idea is not just to get them over that operation, but to get them back to doing the things that they enjoy doing.
Is your mop a dirty, disgusting mess? You need the Hurricane 360 Spin Mop System, the only mop and bucket that spins the dirt away. A system that cleans practically anything and everything with super absorbent microfiber. Dip it in the washer side and the mess releases into the bucket. Then place it in the dryer side and push on a pedal. You get a clean mop head that's practically dry and ready for more. And your hands will never again touch a dirty, disgusting mop. The heads are washable and reusable. Get the Hurricane 360 Spin Mop System for just 2 payments of $19.99. You'll also get a Sticky Buddy, the reusable sticky roller that picks up pet hair and lint and washes clean in seconds. You can take advantage of our 2-for-1 Pick It Up special and get a second spin mop set. Just pay additional shipping and fee. And we'll upgrade you to free priority handling. So don't wait. Order now.
Call 1-800-394-1524 to get your Hurricane Spin Mop double offer. So hurry and call 1-800-394-1524. Call now.
Join us for Sarasota Opera's 2017 Winter Festival, opening February 11th. Featuring Puccini's most famous opera, Madame Butterfly, Rossini's delightful comedy, The Italian Girl in Algiers, Poulenc's heartbreaking Dialogues of the Carmelites, and the medieval thriller, The Love of Three Kings by Italo Montemezzi. Tickets are on sale now. Call 941-328-1300 or visit sarasotaopera.org.
Now, the official Suncoast weather with ABC7 meteorologist John Scalzi.
So Tower Cam showing a nice, cool, crisp start to the day out there. We do have a little cloud cover, that's true. And the cloud cover will be around through the morning hours. The reason is a cold front is sinking southward, and that cold front will promise us not much in the way of a cool down, but it will keep temperatures kind of uniformly in the low to mid 60s, slightly above normal, which would be around 72, but I think we'll be returning to more normal conditions as we head into the afternoon period. You'll probably notice as you head out the door, lower relative humidity as well. We'll have just a little touch of lower humidity in the atmosphere because of this cold front that has shifted our winds just a little bit. Look at temperatures across the state, and you can see we have some pretty slightly cooler temperatures around. Across our region, we'll be running anywhere between 8 to 10 degrees below the average for this time of year. The coolest of the temperatures located to the north where the darkest blue is located, but even over our area, inland temperatures are coming in the 40s. 47 in Gainesville, 47 in Orlando, 58 degrees in Tampa, 54 in Fort Myers. Across our region, right along the immediate coast, we've got some 60s, but inland, we're down into the 40s already this morning. So a pretty good range of temperatures between coast and inland areas as we have this kind of onshore wind flow today. Currently, the official temperature at the airport has a low dew point value of 47 degrees and a northwest wind coming in briskly at about 12. We do have some cloud cover out there, and that cloud cover will be eroding away as we head into the afternoon thanks to that high pressure ridge building in behind the frontal boundary. 62 degrees our current air temperature. No rainfall associated with this front. It's coming through dry, so you'll hardly notice it, aside from the fact that we have that little bit of cloud cover out there, and the temperatures are just a degree or two cooler. Across our region, everything is tame and quiet, so it is in the deep south as well, except for this little area of low pressure off the mid-Atlantic, where there are some snow showers possible in D.C., Delmarva area today. That's due to the low pressure area and its cold front sinking south. There's that line of clouds associated with our cold front, but it's a very, very weak and diffuse line of clouds. The front itself will move out of the way. High pressure will build in. Another frontal boundary will be approaching, but it stays to the north as high pressure remains our dominant weather feature really for the rest of the week. It looks like we're going to enjoy some very pleasant conditions as temperatures start to warm a little bit as that high moves out into the Atlantic, well, starting tomorrow, really. Cold start, warmer midweek, and then dry week ahead. Don't really see any big rainfall chances coming up this week, so if you're vacationing here this week, you picked a good week. It's going to be beautiful. We're looking at our rainfall futurecast showing high pressure building in, giving us lots of sunshine throughout the day. Maybe a few scattered showers over on the other coast as winds begin to shift to a more easterly direction with time as the high moves out into the Atlantic, but I don't see us getting wet in the least. North wind comes in at about 10 to 15, kind of decreasing to 10 overnight. We'll have 4 to 6 foot seas. Choppy conditions. A small craft advisory up through the morning hours. Rip current advisories as well because winds will be elevated somewhat. The forecast looks good right straight through the week ahead. You'll see daytime high temperatures that top out in the low 70s. So pretty nice week heading our way. Back to you.
All right, thanks, John. Taking a look at traffic this morning, looks like the Skyway Bridge is clear and free this morning, so that wind is not a factor. Moving on to Bradenton and Manatee County, looks like all roads are clear this morning at 518. Moving to Sarasota County, again, all green in that direction. And moving to South County, I-75 is open and free of any traffic, both in north and south directions. Well, he can ski well, but he can't see well. This year, one California man not letting a challenge keep him from doing what he loves.
That's right. Sergio Monzon is off and ripping up the slopes, even though he is visually impaired. Colin Lygren has a story.
Flying down the hill, you never guess Sergio Monzon can't see very well.
I have double and blurred vision, and I have no depth perception. And I lose my vision in low lights.
That's problematic because avoiding obstacles, deciding where to turn, and determining how fast to go are all reliant on sight.
When you lose a vision, you kind of pick up on other senses. And I notice that I can feel people coming to my left by hearing them and listening to the noise as it gets louder and it's getting closer.
That's not all he's listening to. That headset is connected to his extra set of eyes, Jennifer Knox.
And we can really open up and go fast here, Sergio. There's no one in front. I am trying to give Sergio instructions on terrain and turn shapes.
Jen is an instructor at Achieve Tahoe, an organization with the simple goal: get disabled people out on the snow enjoying something they never thought possible.
It's heaven, basically. You're just out there, and it's just the turns, the snow. It just changes everything. It makes a bad day become a good day.
Those good days are important for Sergio. It was one particular bad day about a decade ago when he started to lose his vision. he was in Iraq.
I lost some vision there from traumatic brain injury.
As a Marine, he was serving in Fallujah when he took a mortar round. The blast and subsequent surgeries left his life changed. A decade later, his life has changed again.
Are you going to let it run in your life, or are you going to run in your life? And I decided that I'm going to do what I want to do.
Well, while it may not be a ski trip, one local here on the Suncoast has received a life-changing gift as well.
That's right. Villagers for Veterans in the Sarasota-based Englewood Lodge raising money to give a medically retired Army veteran an electric scooter so he can regain more of his mobility.
Stuff that would normally trip anyone else would make me really go down. So for the most part, with this chair, I will be able to enjoy going to the beach a little bit more, going out into the outdoors. When I go camping, take it out with me and be able to get around without having to limit how far I'm going to walk.
The organization Villagers for Veterans is a Florida nonprofit that has raised and donated more than $300,000 over the past couple of years to provide greater mobility for veterans in need. And the Englewood Lodge in Sarasota is working to continue that goal locally by providing help to veterans on the Suncoast. For more information on how you can help their cause, you can check it out on our website, mysuncoast.com.
Gosh, I love that story. Absolutely love it.
It's really nice. When everybody comes together, and obviously those veterans, they can use all the help they can get.
They certainly can. All right. Well, still ahead on Good Morning Suncoast, an uphill battle for fitness trackers. Fitbit expected to announce job cuts after holiday sales underwhelm.
And coming up at 5:30, several people killed and injured in an overnight attack targeting a mosque. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
During the past 10 years, Tidewell Hospice volunteers have provided more than 1 million hours of service. They sit with patients, giving caregivers a break. They work in offices. They take their furry friends on pet therapy visits. They even clown around. Every task performed by a volunteer makes a difference in the lives of our patients and their families. Join Tidewell's volunteer team. They're truly 1 in a million. Tidewell Hospice. It's more than you think.
Attention small business owners. Penn Funding announces the easiest and fastest business funding program, the Platinum Business Account.
We needed cash fast. Business is good, but this is an emergency. We needed some new equipment, and the banks wouldn't help us.
At Penn Funding, we like to say, yes, you're approved. With your Platinum Business Account, you could qualify for up to $50,000 or more. This amazing new business account funding program is so effective, you could have the cash you need in just days.
I called, spoke with an agent who pre-qualified us, and connected me.
Call now for your Platinum Business Account. If you've been in business for at least 6 months, you could qualify for up to $50,000 or more in just days.
I called Penn Funding and had my money fast.
Need cash for your business? Call Penn Funding now.
Call 800-658-3433. 800-658-3433.
Welcome back. It is 5:24 this morning, and fitness tracker company Fitbit is running into some tough times.
Yeah, while another company plans to release more smartwatches. ABC's Ryan Smith and Ariel Reshef have the details.
In today's Tech Bites, the company that makes Fitbit is apparently not fiscally fit. Reports say that Fitbit could soon lay off up to 1,600 workers amid slumping sales.
That's about 10% of the workforce. The move is expected to save around $200 million.
And we're getting a glimpse of the new Google LG smartwatches expected to be launched next week.
New images of the Android watch show a 1.2-inch round display and a slightly larger sports version. They're expected to start at about $250.
Looks good. And a Texas woman renting a copy of the movie Deepwater Horizon got a little something extra. You see, when she opened her DVD from a local Redbox rental kiosk, she found $100.
There was also a note tucked inside from a man who calls himself Marcos, saying he gives $100 every week to a stranger as an act of charity. Also a selfless good deed there.
You got it. Those are Tech Bites.
Have a great day.
Tech Bites, brought to you by Abreva.
Right when you feel a cold sore, Abreva can heal it in as few as 2.5 days when used at the first sign. Without it, the virus spreads from cell to cell. Only Abreva penetrates deep and starts to work immediately to block the virus and protect healthy cells. You could heal your cold sore fast as 2.5 days when used at the first sign. Learn how Abreva starts to work immediately at Abreva.com.
Don't tough it out. Knock it out fast.
With Abreva.
Come on, Duck! You can do it, Duck! Hurry up, Duck!
You can do it, Duck. IAMS helps keep your dog healthy at every stage, so you can always look forward to what's next.
Quilted Northern works so well, people can forget their bathroom experience. But these birds see all and forget nothing. Except this one, who has an outlet for a face.
Today at 4 on Suncoast View.
I'm Stephanie Roberts on Suncoast View. A look back at our jam-packed January with a Workout Wednesday roundup, CBD and beauty products, and Gold Rush barbecue in the kitchen.
Today at 4 on Suncoast View.
Check out My Suncoast Dining on mysuncoast.com for Chef Judy's favorite recipes, restaurant guide, and more. Go to mysuncoast.com/dining.
Come out to the best party of the season, the Goodwill Mardi Gras Gala on February 28th at Michael's on E. Tickets at experiencegoodwill.org.
Are you considering joint replacement or revision surgery? Consider this. Dr. Edward Stolarski has performed thousands of successful joint replacement procedures and trained surgeons from all over the world. Using advanced technologies, Dr. Stolarski is able to perform some of the most complex surgeries.
I wish I knew about Dr. Stolarski much sooner.
After the surgery, I don't have any pain. It's like I've got a 16-year-old hip.
My name's Ed Stolarski. What I really do is I give people back their life.
Schedule a consultation today.
Are you paying too much for your cable or satellite TV? The U.S. government passed a bill mandating free over-the-air digital transmission of all broadcast network television channels. That means with the new TV Freeway digital antenna, you can get free HD programming from your favorite broadcast networks 24/7 without a bill. You just plug it into the back of your TV and start watching all of your favorite broadcast programs for free. There are no contracts to sign, no hidden fees, and no monthly fees. Just free HD broadcast TV. Take it with you anywhere. Call or go online now to get your TV Freeway stick for the incredibly low price of only $14.99. But wait, call or click now and you can get a second TV Freeway stick for a second TV. Just pay a separate fee, but you have to order right now.
Call 1-800-809-5196 to get your TV Freeway. Call now or go to tvfreeway.com. So call 1-800-809-5196. This offer's not in any store. Call now.
Gold fever is at an all-time high in the Sunshine State with the new Gold Rush Doubler family of scratch-off games. Everyone is rushing to Florida to strike it doubly rich. With over $1 billion in total cash prizes, the Florida Gold Rush is on. The Florida Lottery. Just imagine.
Coming up on Good Morning Suncoast, a tragedy overnight in Canada as at least 6 people are killed in a shooting at a mosque.
And protesting over new immigration laws continuing, how the U.S. is reacting to President Trump's ban on travelers from primarily Muslim countries.
Plus,
live from the ABC 7 studios, this is Good Morning Suncoast. We're here for you.
Good morning and thanks for joining us. I'm Jacqueline Matter.
And I'm Adam Cellini along with John Scalzi, and welcome to Florida winter, everybody.
Such as it is.
It finally arrived.
Yeah, I experienced it. I was cold. I literally was walking around in a scarf and boots this weekend.
Yeah,
like I
a lot
was
of
in North
people.
Carolina or someplace cold where I was from.
You were in someplace cold.
Yeah.
By Florida standards.
Yeah,
we were below average, and that doesn't happen very often.
Yeah.
Goodness knows it's been a warm period of time across the state of Florida. So we'll get this little break in the cold and the temperatures with a little bit of cold across the state. Probably again today. Daytime highs will run 8 degrees below average, but the warm-up starts tomorrow.
Oh, thank goodness.
Yeah, and it looks
Thank
like
goodness.
the rest of the week will be sunny and warm. So all in all,
Looking forward to it.
All right,
like
I
nice
just took the
changes.
jacket out. Now I got to put it away, huh?
Yeah.
That's it.
That's the worst.
Back
That's
to the
always the
dry
worst.
cleaner.
Well, we had a good run.
Back to the
It was
dry cleaner.
it was worth a shot.
Taking a look at the radar across the state, not much happening here. It's pretty quiet conditions. Daytime high temperatures will top out probably around 10 degrees warmer in inland areas, and not too much warmer along the immediate coastline, where we're already in the low to mid 60s in most places. So don't expect too much warming right along the shore. We'll go with the daytime high of about 64, 65 degrees, and not much in the way of a rain shower chance. You will notice a few extra clouds around this morning. That will give way to more sunshine by afternoon as high pressure builds in. We'll have the complete forecast for you in just a few.
All right, thanks a lot, John. Let's take a look at the Suncoast traffic now. It's 5:30 and the Skyway is open. Traffic moving steadily there, and in near downtown Bradenton, not too many cars on the road early this morning. No accidents to report, and a little bit of traffic there on State Road 70, but nothing too bad if you're out on the roads this morning. Down in Sarasota near downtown, no accidents to report there either, and traffic moving steadily and into South County. Things picking up maybe a little bit there on US 41, but again, no accidents here in the early morning, so keep it safe out there if you're on the roads.
Certainly. Well, topping our news this half hour, 6 people have been killed in a shooting at a mosque in Quebec City, Canada. Yeah, Canadian Prime Minister Justin Trudeau characterizing this tragedy as a, quote, terrorist attack on Muslims. Details are still developing, but what we know is that the attack happened just last night during evening prayers at the mosque. The death toll now up to 6 people after earlier reports were saying only 5 were killed. This morning, 8 people are also in the hospital being treated for injuries sustained during the shooting. Canadian authorities do say that they have their main suspect in custody.
2 suspects were arrested, and one was arrested here, and the other one was arrested near the L'Île d'Orléans.
Quebec City Islamic Cultural Center president says the shooting happened in the men's section of the mosque. We are waiting to hear back on the ages of those hurt, but that president says has also stated that he worries some of those victims may have been children.
Well, in political news this morning, from coast to coast, more protests are planned today against President Trump's travel ban. The president's executive order temporarily banning all incoming refugees and immigrants from 7 predominantly Muslim countries. ABC's Elizabeth Herr is in New York with the details.
From Los Angeles to Chicago, Detroit, and New York. Outrage on the streets and at airports across the country.
We are here to work, to study, to make this country with you guys.
Trump's America is not my America.
Protesters sounding off, slamming President Trump's travel ban. Lawyers flocking to airport terminals, offering free legal help to anyone in need.
The president's executive order is unconstitutional. It's clearly discriminating against Muslims.
But in a statement, the Trump administration fired back, saying this is not about religion, this is about terror and keeping our country safe.
If they're folks that shouldn't be in this country, they're going to be detained. And so apologize for nothing here.
The White House not apologizing, even though the 7 countries on Trump's list were not involved in a single major terror attack on U.S. soil. Some are standing by the president.
Take care of our own first, and then take care of others.
But thanks in part to intervention from the courts, now there's some clarification. Green card holders, lawful permanent residents from the 7 countries being targeted, won't be denied entry, but they will likely face extra questions. At least 16 state attorneys general are now vowing to take action, calling this un-American, and legal experts say some of these cases could end up in the Supreme Court. Elizabeth Herr, ABC News, New York.
Well, back here in Florida, protest numbers remain strong.
Absolutely, and crowds flooding airports in Orlando, Tallahassee, Tampa, West Palm Beach, and Miami, standing united against this ban on travelers to the U.S.
When any human being's rights are taken away from them, it's just not American. We all need to come together and stand up for those rights.
The ban covers citizens of Iraq, Syria, Iran, Sudan, Libya, Somalia, and Yemen. There is also a 120-day suspension of the U.S. refugee program. Syrians indefinitely have been blocked from entry. Adding to the controversy surrounding this travel ban, the Trump administration is reportedly considering more rules for foreign visitors coming to the U.S. Visitors would be asked to disclose all websites and social media sites they use upon entry to the U.S. They would also have to share all their contacts in their cell phones. If they refuse, those visitors would be in danger of being denied access to the United States. Reportedly, White House Policy Director Stephen Miller discussed the proposals with some other officials on Saturday, but the idea is allegedly still in the preliminary discussion level. And reaching out to help those in a time of need, homestay service Airbnb is offering free housing to people who were banned from flights to the U.S. Their CEO, Brian Chesky, wrote on Twitter Saturday, opening his offer to anyone denied U.S. entry under President Trump's executive order halting immigration from 7 Muslim-majority countries. Chesky tweeting, "Not allowing countries or refugees into America is not right, and we must stand with those who are affected." No timeline yet as to when or how those accommodations will be provided, but Chesky urged travelers who need emergency housing to contact him. According to the company's website, Airbnb operates in more than 191 countries.
Well, the ripple effects from the president's executive order are starting to impact the Olympics as well. Concerns are arising from the Olympic Committee and the athletes who every 4 years provide the world with the grandeur of the games. The United States worried its bid to host the 2024 games could be jeopardized by President Trump's immigration policies. The USOC announcing they are, quote, working closely with the administration to understand the new rules. Athletes like gold medal long distance runner Mo Farah, who trains here in the United States but was born in Somalia, he's worried about traveling restrictions that will make international travel impossible for him. Now, Starbucks says it will hire 10,000 refugees over the next 5 years. That's a stark difference from what President Trump is asking. The coffee's chain announcement comes as a response to President Trump's indefinite suspension of Syrian refugees. Starbucks chairman and CEO announcing to employees this weekend that the hiring would apply to stores worldwide in an effort to hire immigrants who, quote, have served with U.S. troops as interpreters and support personnel. Starbucks not the only company pushing back against the ban. Uber CEO taking to Twitter this weekend as well, saying that the ban is against everything Uber stands for. The CEO promising help for his drivers affected by the order, setting aside money for their legal defense as well. Uber took fire earlier this weekend for their initial response to the executive order. The company effectively lowered its fares at JFK Airport, where taxi drivers were calling for a strike because of that detention of 2 Iraqis. Now, some customers then creating the hashtag delete Uber, but the company says it was not trying to break up the strike.
President Trump will reportedly announce his Supreme Court pick early this week. He was originally scheduled to do so last Thursday, but 2 officials now say the announcement has been pushed forward. Victor Blackwell has the details on Trump's potential nominees.
We have outstanding candidates, and we will pick a truly great Supreme Court justice.
President Donald Trump is done interviewing candidates, according to a senior administration official. And Trump now making it clear he has winnowed down his list of potential Supreme Court nominees, saying he will announce his pick on Thursday.
Will it be from the list that you gave out during the campaign?
The answer is yes.
Will it be an original list?
I don't want to say that. You're going to see on Thursday.
Have you made your decision?
I have made my decision pretty much in my mind, yes.
Next question.
I mean, it's subject to change at the last moment, but I think this will be a great choice.
If approved, the president's nominee will replace Justice Antonin Scalia, who passed away last February. The seat has remained vacant since then, after Senate Republicans refused to hold a vote for then-President Obama's nominee, Judge Merrick Garland. The administration official tells CNN that Trump has narrowed his list to 4 candidates, 3 men and 1 woman. They are Judge Neil Gorsuch, who sits on the 10th Circuit Court of Appeals in Colorado. He's a former clerk for Justices Byron White and Anthony Kennedy. He closely aligns with Antonin Scalia's conservative philosophy. Gorsuch is 49 years old. Also under consideration is William H. Pryor, Jr., who serves on the 11th Circuit Court of Appeals in Georgia. He was appointed by George W. Bush in 2005. Pryor is 54 years old and disagrees with the Roe v. Wade decision legalizing abortion. Judge Thomas Hardiman sits on the 3rd Circuit Court of Appeals in Pennsylvania. He was nominated by George W. Bush in 2006. He serves on the same court as Trump's sister. Hardiman is 51 years old. The 4th finalist is Diane Sykes. She serves on the 7th Circuit Court of Appeals in Chicago. She was also nominated by George W. Bush, and Sykes is a former reporter for the Milwaukee Journal. She's 59 years old. Whomever the president picks, finding support from Democrats still upset over the treatment of Obama's court nominee may pose a challenge.
If the nominee is not bipartisan and mainstream, we absolutely would keep the seat open. I'm hopeful that maybe President Trump would nominate someone who is mainstream and who could get bipartisan support. We shall see. But if they don't, yes, we'll fight it tooth and nail, as long as we have to.
Victor Blackwell, CNN, Atlanta.
And new this morning, Delta Airlines flights have been grounded nationwide because of a computer system outage. The FAA says that just last night it put a ground stop on all Delta domestic flights, but officials say the glitch is not affecting international flights and planes that are already in the air. Delta says it's doing its best to fix the problem. This is the second time in less than 6 months that a major airline has had a major IT issue. Some angry passengers expressed outrage on Twitter because of those delayed flights.
Well, this morning a new warning is out about a scam hooking customers with just one word, so keep an eye out for this. Here's how it works. You answer the phone, a recorded voice or a live person fumbles a little bit and then will ask, "Can you hear me?" If you answer yes, the scammer then records it. Consumer protection experts say later the scammer will then call you back and claim you owe money or products or services you said you would buy. The Better Business Bureau reports that many consumers fall for the scam and together can lose billions.
How much money are we talking about every year?
Well, people lose about $50 billion to scams every year.
25%
of that may be phone scams.
Well, experts say the best advice, don't answer calls from numbers you don't know. And if you ever hear that question, "Can you hear me?" hang up immediately. Certainly something I ask all the time. Well, some Amazon shoppers may soon see a price hike in their purchases. Beginning this week, a new sales tax will be added onto purchases in 6 different states. They include Colorado, Mississippi, Missouri, Vermont, South Dakota, and Rhode Island. Amazon does not have to charge sales tax in the states where it's not physically present. The sales tax will go into effect on Wednesday. Wyoming will soon join the list on March 1st.
And Florida, not part of that list, thankfully.
Thank goodness, because I love Amazon.
I need that free 2-day shipping and not a single extra fee on there if humanly possible.
Exactly. You know, the $5 you got to spend on shipping can be the make or break point sometimes.
It can, all right? At Amazon, we need you out there, right?
Exactly.
Well, Florida, we are pretty good on some of those state taxes. So.
Definitely.
Yes, one win for us. Well, the Baltimore Orioles will be moving back into their Sarasota home as we get closer to the start of spring training. The team will begin unloading equipment at the Baseball Operations Center at Ed Smith Stadium today. Team officials are coming in early as well, and in 2 weeks, pitchers and catchers will be reporting for some of the first organized workouts. The Orioles' first game is February 26 at home against the Pittsburgh Pirates. And officials are deciding who will sing the national anthem at their game after several came out for auditions this weekend at McKechnie Field. Dozens belting out their love of the country and the Bradenton Marauders. The singers auditioning in front of several Pirates employees.
The Pirates are my favorite team, and I live in Bradenton, so it's just great to give back to the community and sing our national anthem.
Take a deep breath before you start, and then don't worry about what everybody else is doing, and just go for it.
The winner will be announced after weeks of evaluations. The Pirates will play an 18-game home schedule at McKechnie Field this spring, beginning with a matchup against the Baltimore Orioles on February 25th. Season tickets are on sale right now.
Look at that little old lady. She was belting her heart out.
Yeah.
Hope they pick her.
Yeah, that'd be great.
Also, I think the first home game is against the Blue Jays out of Toronto. If anyone knows the Canadian national anthem, they were welcome to come out and try that out as well.
That's interesting. I certainly don't know. I know the national anthem, but I can't sing it for the life of me.
I don't know what the Canadian national anthem is, actually.
It starts with "O Canada." That's where my knowledge begins and ends.
I don't know how it goes. But we do have some pretty weather. I know that. It's coming our way, and it's going to last all week long, so it's going to be beautiful. We'll talk about that coming up in a second.
All right, well, still ahead, flu season is here, and you should be on the lookout. What symptoms to keep an eye out for? Coming up next in your Health Smart.
For your plumbing, electrical, or air conditioning, and services is qualified, and service calls are free. AndServices.com, AndServices.com.
I was always worried and scared. Mom was in pain. She wasn't going to get any better, and all the trips to the ER were painful for all of us. Then we called Tidewell Hospice, and everything changed. Now she has care in our home when she needs it, surrounded by family. We know we don't have much time left with Mom, but we decided to make the best out of that time. Tidewell Hospice, it's more than you think.
Today, everyone is looking for more fashionable choices in flooring than ever before. And G. Fried has responded with a huge selection of carpets, tile, wood, laminate, and vinyl. Installed by a highly skilled team, G. Fried has got everything you're looking for and more. The next time you think about quality flooring, think G. Fried Flooring America. G. Fried Flooring America. Our world is at your feet.
Join us for Sarasota Opera's 2017 Winter Festival, opening February 11th. Featuring Puccini's most famous opera, Madame Butterfly, Rossini's delightful comedy, The Italian Girl in Algiers, Poulenc's heartbreaking Dialogues of the Carmelites, and the medieval thriller, The Love of Three Kings by Italo Montemezzi. Tickets are on sale now. Call 941-328-1300 or visit sarasotaopera.org.
For your plumbing, electrical, or air conditioning, and services is qualified, and service calls are free. AndServices.com, AndServices.com.
Now, the official Suncoast weather with ABC7 meteorologist John Scalzi.
Temperatures across the state kind of cool to the north of us, where we even have some 30s being reported. We'll probably see a cool start to the day, followed by a kind of cool afternoon as well, as we'll continue on with this kind of northerly wind flow that draws down some of the cooler air that's to our north. However, all of that changes starting tomorrow as we catch a little bit of a wind shift. High pressure builds in, and we see a kind of a moderation in our temperatures that lasts the rest of the week. So hang in there. Changes are coming. We have a cold front located just about here. And you can see it kind of separates the 50s and 60s from the 40s and 50s. That cold front's a very weak one. It's not producing any rain and certainly not much in the way of any kind of weather, but it is kicking up the winds a little bit, making it a little bit breezy out there. And it also is increasing our cloud cover just a little. So we'll watch for that today. But the cloud cover should give way to sunshine, and the dew points will continue to be very comfortable today. 47 dew point with a wind out of the northwest brisk at about 12, and we have a 62-degree air temperature. Fair amount of cloud cover out there, but that cloud cover will erode away from north to south. And despite the clouds, there's nothing on radar this morning. Everything is quite clean and crisp and clear outside, actually. It's a beautiful, beautiful start to the day. North of us, not much happening in the deep south either. If you're traveling today, there should be no issues with this particular front, except if you're heading to the Delmarva, where there are some scattered light snow showers. But this actually is in the process of moving away as well. So most of the country today is looking pretty quiet. We have the cloud cover, as I mentioned, caused by the frontal boundary sinking southward. It's not real thick, and it certainly won't last long, and it is beginning to break apart in the north. That's because high pressure is beginning to build in from the west, and as it continues to build in, it will become more and more centered over the state of Florida. That will allow for some lighter winds and, for a time anyway, a chance to kind of warm and moderate our air. Now, the thing is, currently, with that northwest wind as brisk as it is, we do have an issue with some rip currents along our area waterways. So watch for that. That'll be throughout the day today. Despite the fact that winds will be subsiding a little bit later in the day, it'll take a while for the seas to come down just a tad. Small craft advisories also open up for today as well. So high pressure builds in. Our winds start turning a little bit more northeast, and we start to moderate our atmosphere and warm it up just a little bit. And over the next several days, we'll return to about a normal temperature for this time of year. Won't be terribly above average, won't be below average. It'll be just right for the state of Florida at this time of year. So it'll be kind of nice. We haven't seen an average temperature for some time. So that's the kind of weather pattern that we'll be in for a while. Cool start to the day. Warmer by midweek, and you might not even have to go to midweek to be warmer. Tomorrow, I think, will be a little bit warmer. We'll still be in the 60s, but at least upper 60s. By the time we get to Wednesday, though, we'll be smack on the average value of about 72 degrees, and we'll stay there right into the weekend. And then a dry week ahead. Don't see anything that's going to bring us any rain showers. The next front, really, that comes through our area, probably not until next Monday or Tuesday. So we have a nice long period of enjoying this high-pressure ridge sitting over us. A very tame, quiet work week ahead. We have a frontal boundary, as I mentioned, down to the south, but winds will be twisting and becoming more onshore. We might pick up a few extra clouds as we head into the last half of the week. North wind at about 10 to 15 today, a little bit on the breezy side. Watch for those small craft advisories up for the morning. And then as we head into the afternoon, beautiful but cool and dry right straight through the period. Look at there, 72s or 3s almost all week long and into the weekend. Beautiful weather ahead. Back to you.
All right, looking forward to that. Thank you so much, John. Taking a look at your Suncoast traffic this morning, Skyway Bridge is open. Heading to Bradenton and in Manatee County, looks like traffic is picking up on 70 towards 301, but I-75 is looking clear in that direction. Moving to Sarasota County, all is clear throughout the area, and in South County, looks like all is clear in both directions on I-75, both north and southbound. Well, flu season is here and cases are rising across the U.S. Telltale signs of the flu include sudden onset of symptoms, including fever, aches, chills, and tiredness. Now, it's important to act fast if you suspect you have the flu because time is of the essence when it comes to treatment. Doctor's prescription antiviral flu medication can bring relief when taken within the first 48 hours.
The prescription antiviral flu medications are the only ones that can actually shorten the course of influenza and help you to get better faster.
Well, experts say most of the over-the-counter flu products focus on lessening symptoms but don't actually get rid of the virus. And when it comes to the virus, it's best to keep it to yourself. Of course, stay home and call your doctor for an antiviral as soon as the flu is suspected, especially if you're at risk for complications. Certainly something nobody wants to deal with.
No, yeah, keep it to yourself.
Exactly, keep it to yourself. Nobody wants it.
Yeah, and I mean, flu shots are a little controversial, so we're not going to get into that. But if you feel it coming on,
do something about it.
Beware, yes.
Whether it be at-home medicine.
If not for yourself, for the people that love you.
Exactly.
All right, well, lately, award shows have become a megaphone for political dialogue among Hollywood stars, and Sunday night's Screen Actors Guild Awards were no exception. David Daniel has a roundup in the Hollywood Minute.
People are saying right now that actors shouldn't express their opinions when it comes to politics, but the truth is, actors are activists no matter what, because we embody the worth and humanity of all people.
From the outset, the 23rd Screen Actors Guild Awards focused on both acting and activism.
Good evening, fellow SAG-AFTRA members and everyone at home, and everyone in airports that belong in my America.
Salam alaikum. Like many of our nominees here tonight, we represent people who have come from other cultures, and that's a real fact.
Whether the Russians did or did not hack the voting of tonight's SAG Awards, I look out on the million or probably even 1.5 million people in this room, and I say this award is legitimate, and I won.
What I've learned from working on Moonlight is we see what happens when you persecute people. they fold into themselves.
We're in a really tricky time in the world, in our country, and things are very inexcusable and scary and need action. And I'm so grateful to be part of a group of people that cares.
When we put our differences aside and we come together as a human race, we win. Love wins every time.
And we know that it's going to be up to us, and all of you probably too, to keep telling stories that show what unites us is stronger than the forces that seek to divide us.
Yes!
I just heard the S and I knew it was us, and I just started jumping.
Between some of those politics, some innocent excitement. Prestigious awards being handed out last night to talent ranging from seasoned professionals to breakout child stars. The Netflix original series Stranger Things winning outstanding performance by an ensemble in a drama series. The cast of they beat out the cast of shows like The Crown and Game of Thrones. The Stranger Things star cast includes talent as young as 12 years old, and I love seeing them act like they're 12 years old. You know?
Oh my gosh, I absolutely love that show. It was questionable when it first came out. I thought, like, after the first couple episodes, I was like, not a shot, this is going to be good. But it was actually a pretty good
really
show.
are a breath of fresh air, though. Among like the other seasoned stars, they're kids and they act like it. They're just like having fun at award shows.
I'm sure.
The way everybody should be having fun at award shows.
Certainly, certainly.
All right, well, stick around. We'll be back with more.
Ciao, amici! It's time for Carnevale de Cani, Top Dog 2017. Benefiting Dante's Den is the Carnival of Dogs. Join us at the Francis for an evening of great food and fun as dogs compete for the title of Best Dressed, Best Hair, Best Kiss, and Best Singer. Top Dog is a party for dog lovers and their four-legged best friends. Come celebrate our favorite pets at Top Dog 2017, Saturday, February 4th at 6 p.m.
Cancer does change people's lives. It is frightening. The treatment for fear is hope. And what works for you is not necessarily going to work for somebody else. It does take a whole team. This is a facility that really cares about the outcome of the patients. So our job at Sarah Memorial Hospital is to meet the needs of that individual any way we need to meet them.
Since 1928, Karastan has been setting the standard in carpets and rugs, producing non-allergenic wools that won't promote the growth of bacteria or dust mites like other carpets will. Karastan wools actively remove contaminants from the indoor air, making your home healthier. And there are many colors and patterns and textures to choose from. Come see for yourself.
So many possibilities worth exploring. Minnesota Flooring.
What to do when your heating or air conditioning needs service or, heaven forbid, replacement? Call Air Now today. We've been serving Sarasota and Manatee County since 1946. We offer $49.95 tune-ups, lease or finance options, and remember, service today or it's free.
Nearly 30 rehabilitated sea turtles are now back home in Gulf Stream waters. Take a look at this newly released video showing families helping the Coast Guard release those turtles. This was off Atlantic Beach, North Carolina last Saturday. North Carolina aquarium crews rescued the turtles after they suffered some cold water shock earlier this winter, and some of the crew members' children also getting involved with their green mohawks, letting the sea turtles slide down a chute and into the water.
Oh my gosh, guys, I literally know those people. I literally did that exact same story last year. I would have a video of me letting go of one of those turtles on that same boat at that same place in the Gulf Stream out of Atlantic Beach. How funny, that got my heart. Oh, I'm crying a little bit. I'm so excited.
That must have felt really cool to be able to do that.
Oh, it was one of my best memories that I've had in my job so far.
Cool.
I'm literally tearing up because I'm so excited.
Well, we probably have a few more here. I mean, those are common on the Suncoast
Has it really
as well.
been a year since that has happened? Oh my goodness, I can't believe it.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
cool.
So
what a coincidence. Nice sunshiny day returning. We'll have details in a minute.
All right, and more news coming up after the break.